use our energy, that money get us passionate. We stacking it, pull up with questions, thanks for asking it. Slide through to the show, we spitting game about attracting it. Hit or miss, take a risk, but us we always accurate. Let's get it. We got Detox, he could teach you about investing. G-Vasquez, get your mind as sharp as lethal weapons. Prime could teach you how you can stay rich, no need for flexing. No need for bug out how you eating, got you sliding back for seconds. Look.
I started Damon Dash off.
What do you mean?
And hustling.
Get the fuck out of here. Really? You gotta break that story down.
Yeah, I started him off hustling.
Was he the same guy as he is now?
Nah, Dame always came from a good family. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? He just happened to be going to school with dudes that was in the street too, that was just...
Money conversations, we've been making business moves. Contemplating how to get it, need to get in tune. Different topics, we got options, you could pick and choose. If more income ain't the outcome, gotta switch the mood. We tryna help you to improve, thanks for asking. Road to riches, speak on broker days and past tense. Wealthy habits, lately I just wanna stack chips. Took a risk and we've been running up a bag since. G-Vasquez, quick to make a couple G's. Detox, spitting knowledge, put you on your feet. Bug out, got the plate, make sure to pray before you eat. At the table with the winners, come and take a seat.
Yo, what up?
Yo.
G-Vaz, what's happening, baby?
What's good, bro?
Detox, what up?
What up?
Prime, where you at? Yo, for the next episode of Thanks for Asking, for some reason, it's like we got this Harlem Queens connection. You know what I mean? But it's dope, though. I love the interviews that we be having and all that shit. So, Detox, start the show and drop this shit, bro.
Round of applause.
Did I even say the name?
Lou Sims. Nah, you didn't even bring Lou Sims in.
I'll finish it off, man. We got a Harlem legend in here. He's done a lot for the community.
All right.
Some bad, a lot more good. He's definitely keeping the culture on the up and up and keeping everybody honorable. He's a very good friend of ours. We are honored to have this guy on our show.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? He made Harlem cool. And he made it gangster too, but you know. we got the marvelous Lou Sims. What's going on, man? How you doing? All right? Yo, again, man, thank you for coming on the show, man. We are indebted to you in every way possible, man. You are part of the culture, man. When they write Harlem, man, they can't write Harlem without Lou Sims at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was a big part of that.
I'm glad to be a part of it, especially now that I'm trying to do it in a positive way.
Yeah, and you're still out in that motherfucker, putting that work in, putting that pain in and all that, you know, in a positive way, of course. Talk to me, man. When you was a kid, what did Harlem look like to you? What did you see?
Well, Harlem was like the Black Mecca, you know?
Like, wasn't it called the Black Mecca at one point? You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's called amongst, you know, 5%ers always made it call that
Mecca, Mecca.
You know what I'm saying? But everything was black, you know what I'm saying? So when I came home and I see the change, I'm like, wow, you know, we ain't got nothing no more. Yeah. So basically, when I first came home, my thing was like to reach back to those that I left behind. Yeah. As far as like the prison system, you know, help them even from those that was coming home, because you know you got inmates coming home that don't have nothing, no home to come to, you know, no medical or nothing. You know what I'm saying? No jobs or nothing. So I was going to basically try to do my foundation under that. But when I seen the state of what Harlem has turned within the last 30 years, I was like, we don't have nothing no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Infrastructure to do
right. Because when I grew up in Harlem, everything was black alone, where I can go to the corner store be a penny, a nickel short. Go ahead, you good. You know what I'm saying? My mom can go get grocery and pay when she get a check. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have that no more. You know.
Oh man. So I want to take it back. We always start from the beginning because we want to get to know the person to who they are. Because this is we paint pictures of black folks with words.
Right.
That's what this is about.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? They can't know you if they don't know the beginning of you.
Right.
What was your parents like?
Well, my mom's back then, you know, they called it a chambermaid. I guess they were trying to cover this being a, you know,
What you call it?
a chambermaid.
Chambermaid.
Like, you know, my grandma, she worked in a hotel and retired from the hotel. My mom did odd jobs, cleaning up people's houses, and sometimes she used to take me and my sister, that's over me, with her to these odd jobs, you know. So that's the way, you know, they grew up. I grew up for like my parents. You know?
Right.
And it was 10 of y'all, right?
Right.
Yeah, no. I was going to ask you had your grandparents around or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, you're lucky for that. I don't know my grandparents.
Yeah, my grandparents, they grew up in the house with us too at that time until, you know.
That's three generations right there,
Right.
family. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But you know, like, when at that time, us being 10 of us, we needed a lot to eat.
Hell
You know what I'm trying to say? So,
a lot for three.
So therefore, you know, mothers were separated from their husbands, you know what I'm saying, due to the fact they needed more assistance.
Yeah.
So you may have two parents that was working back then, but it wasn't enough to put enough food on. So when you put food on the table, so you had to put, in order for us to provide, you had to get public assistance. So when you go into public assistance, the father can't be in the household with him. So he'll go get him a little cheap room, probably be like $25, $50 back then for a room a week. You know what I mean? So that's what destroyed a lot of families back then. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you, like, you know, us being us a lot. It was an embarrassment, but it was poverty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because as a kid, I witnessed it, but I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Probably like my brothers and them did. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, me being born in the 60s and coming into the 70s was a whole change. Like, you know, people hustling to get money now. So, but I remember when we decided to go to the food place to pick up our food, because, you know, you had the stamps and all that shit, but you had to go pick up your food. So I remember I grew up on 112th between 7th and 8th, but we had to go to Foster Projects to get the food down in the basement right there on Lenox Avenue. But they had a supermarket. That supermarket, I seen it still there. I don't know if it's the same name, but we used to steal the plastic bags out of that shit. Me and my brothers and them, we used to steal the plastic bag. So when we coming back, we got two shopping carts. Y'all won't see, we got the big can of, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we used to put it in there so it looked like we just came from the supermarket shopping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so.
You know, that shit is funny because you sitting here trying to act like you're not poor, but we all poor. We all going to this shit. We all got food stamps.
It was a difference back then because, you know, right now, it's like, you know, it's accepted to go on the, you know, to get a welfare card.
Yeah, back then you be laughed at.
You go on the store, you know, you be ashamed to put out.
Hell yeah.
You had a big book with different colors. It was different. Now you got a card. You can be a little slick about it. You might be a little slick about it now, though.
Yeah, I used to
You
go
got
in
the
there.
card. You don't got the.
I had to pay
money.
You ever went to the store and you be with your friends and shit like that, and you got the food stamp book, you wait for everybody to order that shit. That's right. You won't buy that shit.
Got that funny color. That money funny.
Word. But it's just ironic when you get older, like, wait a minute, you was poor too, what the hell?
But you know, at that time, people hated so well, they'll tease you about being on welfare, but at the same time, your mother on welfare too.
That's
exactly. You know what I mean?
Word.
That's how I was.
So, you know, growing up, what kind of kid was you?
Like the average kid that, you know, like.
Nah, there's no average kid, man.
I'm saying average kid that come out.
That play and do regular things.
Right. That come out of Harlem, you say. Average kid
I
that
don't
come
believe
from the
in just
street.
right. Go ahead.
Like I said, the average kid. But if you grew up like in Harlem, all neighborhoods is basically the same. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you know, you could come from a good family, but if you live amongst you gonna partake. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that we did things for a reason back then, you know what I'm saying, to get money. So, you know, your moms wasn't taking you to no movies on the weekend or giving you no money to go to no movies. So we had to prevent ways to do that. So we stole newspapers, like we'd wait up to the newspaper man drop them newspaper off, we'd steal those, sell those in the projects. Then we'd go to the supermarket, steal whatever we can, coffee and all that, and we'd sell that in the project. Then we'd come back and rob the people that was in the what's the name. So that was a part of growing up. You know what I'm saying? That was a part of
the average kid.
That's what the average kid do, right?
Everybody, back then, everybody was like, coming up like that, you know. So
that's a fact.
Like it's different now, you know, because a lot of these kids don't have to do that because when I'm looking at it now, you know, you tell your moms you want something back to school, you ain't even got to tell her. She know you want the Jordans and all the rest of that. So you got 3 pair of Jordans and an outfit and all. We ain't doing all that. It was hard for us to get a pair of $15 Pro K's.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
It's hype. And that shit, you got that there, and then you got the other one on Easter.
So it's different now. So we had to go out in the street and fend, you know what I mean? For ourselves, you know.
Your biggest influences, who were they?
What, in the neighborhood?
In the neighborhood, yeah.
Well, it's a lot. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a lot of names that was, you know, was influences. Like, you know, like Harlem was like Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like actors,
really
actors. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rolls Royces and
Cab Calloway.
That
shit was crazy.
But I'm talking about among the hustlers.
Yeah, how they was coming out. Right.
The entertainers, they wasn't getting nowhere near the money that the hustlers was getting. So, you know, it wasn't nothing for you to see a hustler on the corner with a long mink on it. He driving a Rolls Royce. So you got so many names that was getting money back then because it was easy for everybody to get money back then. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like when I did my federal time, everybody always called names that they know of or heard of that was in the movies or they heard of, like Nicki and all them. I was like, yo, those dudes was getting money, but you had dudes that was on their level or better than them. You know what I mean? So out there, you know.
Yeah, because what was the other one you was talking about? What's the one? Pee Wee Kirtland was out there doing this thing. New York Freddie Myers.
Right.
That was one. I think your boy from Don Divas made an article of that, and I was just like, who is this guy? Yeah. I mean, he was just as fly as like when you think of Damon Dash or one of them. Like I can see that's where they got that from. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just like, I was that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Throughout the boroughs, you had a lot of dudes that was getting money that was rich. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, you had entertainers that was coming in that was bowing down to them. Not bowing down, but you know, paying respect. Because, you know, they ain't had that money that they was getting. You know?
How did you get into selling drugs? Like, what was your first foray into it?
Well, my brother Pete, I used to buy nickel bags. Me and my man Bo and Buff. You know, we went to school together, so we used to buy nickel bags and we had roll loose joints and sell them in the pool room, right? We used to sell the long bamboo joints for $1.50 and sell the short ones for $1. And sometime when we used to when doing rush hour, like 12 o'clock, lunchtime, we'd go to Times Square to Washington Square Park. And right down there, you know, everybody go to lunch around that time. So we used to sell out real quick down there. So every
not to cut you off, how much did you sell out? How much did you get at that time?
It all depends on what we had. Like if we buy a nickel bag, we probably run anywhere from like 15 joints or something like that.
From a nickel bag?
Yeah, because they was fat. They put a lot of weed in.
Little yellow envelope.
Yeah, right. So when my brother Pete was the first one to give me like an ounce of weed. You know what I'm saying? He used to cop an ounce of weed.
Hold on a second. What years we talking about, Ryan?
This was like 77.
Got you.
Yeah, I was about like 12 or 13 back then. Damn. But I used to roll the loose joints out the ounce because I never made bags because you had to put too much weed in.
Yeah, that's right.
So I rolled the joints and just do that. But you know, back then you got to remember we had the dollar parties, and back like the renters on and all that stuff like that. So that's what we was. That's what we was like. Yo, we gonna get some money to go to the.
That's right.
Kill him.
You can imagine me running down with at least 100 singles in my pocket. I'm in a dollar party. So yo, you know, they ain't sold no kind of alcohol. They sold drinks, like quarter drinks, 50-cent drinks. So you know, you go to the renters on. You got your little outfit on, you and your man, and you be like, yo, give all of them a drink. We pull out a knot. So, you know, the girls, we was young, but you know, we acting big time. You know what I'm saying? So that was my introduction into like, yo, you know,
we gotta do. I gotta do more.
You know, the girls looking like, oh, where he get all that money from? Bow, because I'm pulling out a big ass knot. So you know, like back then, you know, like I said, my sister them was the only ones that used to take me to children's stores to get me clothes that'll fit.
Yeah. Right.
My brother and them, they brought me adult clothes. So me being 13, 12 and 13, I'm wearing adult clothes. So I got dudes at 17, 18. They like, yo, this nigga got on, you know what I'm saying? British walking on my sister. So when I'm going to the places like that, I got, even though by the time I get them alterated, my pockets touching in the back. I'm going with adult clothes on. And they're looking at it like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. With 100 singles. So, you know. Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah. You brought it back though, man. So how'd you want to? What was your first outside of what was the next step outside of weed? I guess that is a gateway drug at this point, right?
Yeah, but after that, you know, I started selling heroin, and it all started from my brother Smoke. You know what I'm saying? And what happened was I was on the avenue with him one day, you know, but I was a teenager. I was in the street at that time, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the street I've been hanging out since I was like 9, you know, just watching motherfuckers on the stoop and all that shit. But like 12, and I started to really, you know, want some money. You know. But it started out, it was hot on the block one time, and he put some shit in I had a jean, so he put some shit in my pocket because I guess he must have known that the police was gonna mess with me. Ever since then, I started holding shit for him. So he used to hustle down on 105th in Columbus. So I used to go down there and help him with that shit like that, and he used to give me $50 a day. So $50 a day was a lot of money.
Right.
Because at the end of the week, I got enough to buy me a whole outfit. Because you got to remember, Pro Cares was $15, Lee jeans was $15, all the Farmer jeans was $15. Then you buy a sweatshirt, that's $5. So that's like.
Then you gotta put your name on it.
Right. But right. So that's like $50. I can buy me a whole outfit. But if I save all my money to the end of the week, I can go to AJ Lessons, buy me a coat and all the rest of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So back then you got to remember, mopeds was $500. A dirt bike was $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So. You know what I'm saying? Nigga hustle 2 weeks, he riding.
That's
damn.
Mopeds and mini bikes.
That's what you used to call it. Word.
Hell yeah, man. So how long you was doing that before you started like doing your own thing?
Well, once we got it, my brother Smoke got into an incident down on 105th. You know what I'm trying to say? So we went back to our old block. Like I lived in 12th Street, but we always had 13th Street. So at that time, that's when we first started hustling 13th. So we went to 13th Street. That's when he like made me. I started really feeling some real money because you know now we dealing with quarters instead of dimes and nickels. So we dealing with quarters. We got to remember, down there was $50 quarters, but as you go uptown, they was going higher. So we selling $50 quarters. So one quarter was $50. So now I'm really feeling some real money when I start hustling with them. But it got so. Being that my brother Smoke was an addict at that time, you know what I'm trying to say? He had stopped getting high, so you know he knew what the fiends want or knew how to get the shit. So we used to come out 6 o'clock in the morning, and I used to sit by the hot fire just because we didn't make no halves. We only made the whole quarter, so we figured like it'll be easier just to break down a quarter if a nigga come for a half. So I used to sit right there, and as he used to come in the morning, he used to get tired as runners. You know, I had to break the quarter down, give them a half, so they had to run customers. But between them running the customers and him coming back, like he'd walk all the way to like 119th Street and come back with a whole crowd. You know what I'm saying? And we'd sell out. So it got so that I had to hire like my friends and all of them to help me. Like, yo, you know, instead of me pitching that shit like that, it wasn't going fast enough. So you'll be right there. You got your own crowd. I got my own crowd, and we serving because the shit used to be so crowded. So you know,
God damn. How much was you making around that time?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it all depends on a day. You know, some days was good, some days was not.
Give me a high day, give me a peak day.
Because if we sell anywhere from like 50 to 100 quarters a day, then you get some. You got a nice little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not that I was getting half of the money.
This is like 17 or something.
Nah, this was like when I was like 14, 15. This was in the 70s. But I wasn't getting no money like he was getting. You know, his pocket. But I'll leave out. I'll probably leave out like $500 a day, some shit like that, and that was a lot of money. But like you know, those is when you can get some work. And some good work. Because sometimes when you get some bum work, your shit gonna slow down. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So that's when, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, between that, you got different workers that, you know what I'm trying to say? They're probably, like, I incorporate too, like, yo, I don't get $50 a day. That's a lot of money. But now that, you know, I'm able to get a little bit of money now, I'm putting more money in your pocket. So now we all going to AJ lessons and we shopping. So all the dudes that we looked up to now, we on y'all level now, but we younger. You know what I mean? So like I said, like I grew up with a lot of dudes that became name brands as, you know, the time went on. But you gotta remember, between me and my nephew, like my sister had a spot in the Bronx. So if I ain't have work in downtown, I go work for her. And then, you know, so me and my nephew, we grew up as brothers in the same house. So, you know, we'd do robbing and stealing or all that shit up in the Bronx too. So it was like another, like if I ain't doing nothing, but if nothing wasn't going on down here, I'm all the way up there. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, you fucked me out, bro. You know why though? I'm gonna tell you why. You like most dudes that hustle drugs, right? They don't do other certain crimes. You know what I'm saying? They just stick with that.
That's the thing.
Well-rounded too.
When you grew up in a household, like, you know, like a lot of people always talk about, you know, Rich, LA. I grew up with all of them. I grew up with all them dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I was in the street before them because everything was in the house, from sticking up kids and all that shit. All that was in my house. So I got you.
So you got more varieties of different shit.
I had a kid, I had a girl. My first kid was born out. I was 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Her mother was 17. So you got to remember. So I was always fast in the street. So a girl looking like a lot of girls that I know from back then, they thought I was older because the way I dress is in the, you know what I'm saying? But they was 4 or 5 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? So now they like, damn, Lou, you what? Nah, you ain't that. You know what I'm saying? I remember. So it's different. But not, like I said, I was the first to have the kid, the first one that went to jail, to the state jail. So when I came up, like you gotta remember, I left during the end of the heroin era, you know what I'm saying, in the early 80s. And then when I come back, everybody I grew up with, you know what I'm saying, now they get money. So I got my education in jail, you know what I'm trying to say? From, you know what I'm saying?
You went in there with the GED, came out with the BA.
You know what I'm saying? So I got my education, so I knew, I was like, yo, so when I came home, I'm like, yo, I just tackled everything. I like, yo, if it was something to be sold or some money to be made, that's where I was at. You know what I'm trying to say? I wasn't no one, you know what I'm saying?
What did you go to, what was your first stint?
My
first time you got locked up for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah, 5 years. In New York State.
When was that?
Huh?
When was it?
83.
Oh, 83.
Yeah.
How old was you?
I was 17.
17.
And this was like the time between when you were selling heroin and stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
What you got locked up for?
For attempt murder or armed robbery.
What the? Yo,
he went from.
That's how I'm like, yo, how the fuck? You hustling drugs, but you caught a
strong arming too. What's going on?
You can talk about that charge? You can talk about that charge?
Yeah, what happened was like that's a charge like way back. Like what happened was the dude, you know, he used to sell dust for my sister in the Bronx. And it just so happened that me and my man, we did a robbery and we came up with some money. So when we did the robbery and came up with some money, we was like, yo, we're gonna try, the heroin shit was messed up, so we wanna brought some dust.
Right.
But the dust wasn't in the liquid, it was already on the leaves already. So we brought a whole bunch of dust, but now we're looking to sell it. So we went to 23rd Street, we sold a few down there, but all them places down there, they had their own, their own customers. You know, it was kind of slow, so we went to the Bronx. And I wound up giving a dude that was hustling for my sister a couple of bundles, right?
Yeah.
And he throwing them in her shit. But at the same time, what happened was, I was downtown at the time. My man went up there to get some money from him, and they got into an argument. When I came up there and shit, me and the dude get into an argument, and you know what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, this is my shit, nigga. How you gonna tell such and such? Well, such and such, I'll give it back, such and such. But anyway, I got mad at him and I shot him. And when I shot him,
but anyway, long story short, I shot him.
That shit was crazy because, you know, he told him, the government, my whole name. He told the police my whole name. So they was like, you know, they already knew they were, okay, he from Harlem, you know what I'm saying? I work for his sister, you know what I'm saying? That shit just...
he told him everything.
Everything. My whole name. So like a month or two later, you know, I'm coming out the building and I see them. And they looks up at me and they let me go. And now I'm coming back. As I go to the supermarket, they arrest me. I was like, man, this shit is crazy. Yep. Wow. They my name and all that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was in the first bid.
Damn. Wow. So you get locked up. This is you was in like a juvenile facility or with?
I was in Rikers Island.
They put you in Rikers. They put you on the island.
But we've been going to, me and my nephew, we was going to Rikers Island since like 80, 81. You know,
what, like on those zip beds or something like that?
Nah, you know, you get arrested and you know, you get arrested and then you know you get arraignment. They remand you and you go to Rikers Island. Then as you fight the case, then they find you know the lawyer found a loophole that's not really nothing. They give you probation or shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, so you was kind of like used to it by then, like.
Nah, that was the first bid, right?
No, but he said he was in and out.
Oh, right, in and out of juvie and all that. Right.
I won't say he was comfortable going in there.
Right. That's the first considerable time.
Yeah, but it was just the first considerable amount of time. That didn't go. I did 5 years. I'm gonna step back.
Nah, I can't hold.
It's like I'm gonna move better next time.
Trying to catch up.
Nah, I can't hold.
Oh, that's how it felt like.
Because I came home. You gotta remember when I left. Everybody, like, you know, like we sitting here, like we kids, we sitting here, we always talking about this person getting money and that, so we couldn't wait. So now, when I left, I was on the verge of, you know, trying to get to that place right there when I got locked up. So now when I come home, dudes that I grew up with that wasn't doing nothing when I left, they getting money now. They driving cars and all. I'm like, man, this nigga got a Benz, this nigga got a Suzuki. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I can't wait until
peer pressure get.
What was it, 5 years? So like 88, something like that. You came home.
Yeah, I came on 88.
Yeah,
that's when crack started.
Right.
Yeah.
Suzuki.
What?
Right.
Oh my God!
So it was like, you know, everything was moving fast when I came. Like, you know. Like when I came home, you know, everybody was giving me money. So when I got home, like the first day that I came home, the next day, my brother came and like, yo, I'm going to a funeral, meet me late on the night. And he threw me like 4 stacks. But I'm not even thinking, I'm like, yo, this probably what, you know, like $500, $1,000. He said, go get you some clothes. So when I go to Delancey Street, and I'm out the same stuff. I'm like, damn. No, I'm saying as I'm buying the shit, as I'm buying the clothes, I'm looking at it as, I'm like, damn, this money ain't run out yet. So when I get in the car with my sister, I counted one of the stacks. I'm like, oh shit, this is a whole stack, $1,000. I'm like, oh shit. So now I realize I had like $3,000 over the little money that I just spent. So now when I go to meet him, everybody else giving me money. I'm like, yo, shit. I'm going to get me a car in the morning. Because you got to remember, when I come home, everybody telling me like, yo, Suzuki's is $6,000 and such and such. So I'm like, yo, and everybody riding Suzuki's with the big speakers. So I'm like, I'm going to go get me a Suzuki.
The Samurai?
Yeah. So I was like, but I didn't go get it. But at the same time, when I get home, money is coming so fast. So when I go to 25th Street to buy me an outfit for the day, you know, because I'm building my outfit. I'm going to buy, like I go to Dr. J's or Express. Right. I go to one of them stores. So when I go to buy me an outfit, I go to Apollo Gyms and I see the shit in the window. I'm like, oh, give me a medallion too. Yeah, right, and I'm like, yo, the next time I go back, I'm like, yo, dress this up with some diamonds in this shit and I'm going to come back and give me another piece. You know what I'm saying? Buying shit. But you got to remember, them shits was like, broke up shit. So that was on 25th. But then when I really started getting some money, I started going to the Diamond District, getting some real, you know what I'm saying? Some real shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. God damn. And you weren't even hustling. You just came home.
Just came home.
God damn. Oh, so that shit had you like, I need to be a part of this.
Yeah, so I jumped head on right in.
How'd you start your crew? Like,
that came late after my brother Kite went to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so when you came home and started hustling, you was hustling with your brother, your brother. Okay.
I always did, yeah.
And how long you was doing that for before you started showing?
Well, he got locked up with that same year or the year after. You know what I'm saying? Then I just I couldn't really hold the spots down because, like I said, I always had the spot in 13th Street, but then I had a spot in 37th and one in 29th, you know what I'm saying, by the Castle Grayskull. So I couldn't hold them down because I didn't have the work, you know what I'm trying to say?
You didn't have the connection.
Right. You know, because you got to remember, they had 8-hour shifts. On 8-hour shifts, you was doing a whole joint within your 8-hour shifts. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were so like, damn that a whole joint, you have like 2-3 bags left from that joint. So, you know, I didn't have the work to do that. So, you know, I had to branch off and start messing with this dude, you know, trying to say to keep up, and I still couldn't keep up, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, you stopped, your brother get locked up, you unfortunately you had to lose the spots. How did you rebound and start doing your own thing?
Like I said, you know, you got friends that's doing their own thing, so we,
Gotcha.
you know, he'll take me to get something, and I'll take him to get something, so you know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If his spot is slow, I pump his shit in there and make him a few dollars like that. You got to remember, back then you probably had dudes that was coming from upstate. They'll buy a whole pack of nickels. You know what I'm trying to say? And if they'll come out like, say they spend $1,500, they buy 3 packs of nickels. You'll throw them a pack of nickels because you saying, yo, this is a customer that's buying a whole pack. You know what I'm trying to say? So you killing them like that. So shit was moving fast back then.
This was 88, right? 88, 89?
Yeah.
Back in 88? You
High school.
No, what was that line Jay-Z said about now?
Oh, back in 88? He still spending money from 88?
Yeah. So you had to know Dame Dash, right?
I started Dame Dash off.
What do you mean?
And hustling.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Really? You gotta break that story down.
Yeah, I started him off hustling.
Was he the same guy as he is now?
Nah, Dame always came from a good family. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? He stayed in the, you know, at 1199, which is a building that's, you know what 1199 is, right?
I do not.
That's a building on the east side that's, you know, doorman and all the rest of that shit. It's an upscale building. So he stayed in over there. So he always came from, but he just blended in. He just happened to be going to school with dudes that was in the street too, that was just trying to come out. You know what I'm saying? His man Terrell at the time, when I came home, I used to give him work, you know what I'm trying to say, for him to pump. That's how I met my man, Fat Boy, at that time, the one that started the case and snitched on me on the case right there. At the same time, that's how I met him.
We're gonna get you that.
I met him because Terrell used to hustle on the block with him, and he had a spot that was booming, so I used to send Terrell in the building. Yo, when they run out, I used to send him. So me and him we had a little, altercation like that, and he would have got this dude named Black that I grew up with. You know, Black is older than me, but we grew up with, and he like yo, that's my man, such and such and such and such and such and such. And I was like, all right, cool. So that's how I met him. But how we really got cool is that one day I had a Nissan Standard with white BBSs on it, but I was driving uptown one day and going to the rooftop by myself, and I seen him in front of Willie's on 8th Avenue. He had a sweater on. I'm like, yo, damn, this nigga outside with no coat on and shit like that. It was cold. So I pull up. I'm like, yo, what's up, nigga? You trying to go up there? He was like, yo, some niggas just robbed him. And I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, get in.
Dame Dash.
Nah, this is the fat boy.
Oh, okay.
But when we go uptown, we going like, cause you know when you get from 55th, he said they went up 8th Avenue, so we going from Lenox Avenue to, and then when that block's cut off, we going from 7th to 8th Avenue. So when we get to 49th Street, we see the dudes and we pulled over. I'm like, dumb niggas? I'm like, I went to school with these niggas, right? So I get out, I had a 22 Tech that I used to carry on the screen in my Woolridge, you know what I'm saying? So I could pull it up like this. But anyway, so when I get out the car, niggas greet me, oh shit, what's up, Lou? No, I didn't even know you was home. But when he get out the car, you can see the front, like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I told him, like, yo, this is my man, blah, blah, blah. So they gave the nigga the coat back in his chain, but I said, yo, they got to get something. You know, they did the robbery, so I just told them to keep the money at that time.
Wait,
you know?
Dame robbed the factory.
Some dudes in 49th Street. We off Dame now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking
He
about
robbed him, so he went back over there, right?
Oh, okay.
But I'm just talking about the introduction of how I met
the guy. Okay.
I met him, and then you know it came in later. Dame came later.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to him again, but could Dame fight as a kid?
He was nice
with his hands.
Like when I was before I came home, when I first went up north, I was in Elmira State. So Elmira State had a boxing team in there. You know what I'm saying? So I started out boxing like everybody that came off the bus when we went to boxing up there. So when I came home, I used to always bring the gloves around, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I used to bring dudes from like 37th, 12th Street and shit like that up to 142 and, you know, let them box like that. Right. So we had the gloves out there. He did his thing. He handled himself kind of good, but, you know, the little dude, the Terrell, that he used to mess with, that was my little man back then, you know what I'm saying? But he was already in boxing, because I remember one time I threw the gloves when I was playing with him, and they caught me like 2 times. I'm like, oh shit! So I had to take my coat off and like, So you know, like, you know, we grew up doing shit like that. So I try to bring like that entertainment back to the block, certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, compete, like, you know, bring dudes from different blocks. First we started out on the block just doing it. Once everybody else started boxing on the block, started playing with the gloves, I used to bring dudes from other places that, like 37, yo, come up here, you know, put the gloves on, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Shit like that.
That's dope.
That's dope. So, we're going to go back to your story now. Starting your crew, what was that like? And like, what was your...
What was the name of the crew?
Yeah, what was the name of the crew?
It really, the reason why the Lynch Mob stuck is because we went to a bus ride. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. And during that bus ride, you know what I'm trying to say, that's when Ice Cube was really banging. You know what I'm trying to say? He was banging back then. So we used to always play on the bus ride, we playing the music. So when we get to the park, we get T-shirts with that on it. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. Before they really developed the whole outline of, you know what I'm saying, how the shirts was back then, we just had the name just put on them joints. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody had a name back then. But you know what I'm saying? So that's how it came about. But you know, as far as like the crew, you know, you could be a hustler, whatever field that you was hustling, like you probably be selling drugs, this dude doing this, that. So that just made up a whole, you know what I'm trying to say, like, you know, affiliation. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you, like I said, I had spots in every place. So you probably say, you know, the dudes that was hustling from me, oh, yo, that's part of the Lynch Mob right there. You know what I'm saying? He hustled with Lou. You know what I'm trying to say? He with Lou. So that's how that shit came about like that, you know?
So what kind of leader was you, like, how did you, what was your goals when you became a leader? Like, what did you want to instill in your people at that time? Because everybody has a different way of going about being a leader. Like,
and what kind of crew, I'm just piggybacking off your question, what kind of crew was y'all at that time? Just like a gang, or just like hung out with each other?
Everything is about some money, man. So it ain't about no gang time. Everything is about some money. You know, everything is about money. So we wasn't basing ourselves on no gang time. Like we going over here, we shooting with this dude because on some gang time stuff. Like I told you before, I had a lot of things. Had I been there for a lot of things, like if I had been there for the music thing, I probably would have made a big impact on the music thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Meaning that the way
things went down, it wouldn't have went down that way.
It'd have been different for me, because I see a whole different outlook for like, you know what I'm trying to say. If I'd have been there for the $1 million, I'd have tried to say, yo, let's all pool our money together so we can do this and do that. Right. At the same time, if I had to been there for the blood thing, I would have been I'd have redirected that thing on the blood tip. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at it as, okay, if y'all gonna come there, y'all gonna bring this gang stuff over here in New York, that's cool and everything, but we got to look at the structure and everything that happened over there. So once they had their big homies over there and they start branching out, this homie, this set, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And now you're looking at it, okay, I'm over here, I'm this kind of blood, I'm this kind of crip or whatever like that, and this is my big homie. Nah, your big homie is the ones that started this. You know what I'm trying to say? Just like the GDs, they only look up to their whole structure is different. You know what I'm trying to say? It's more like you're not gonna be no branch off and do this and do that. Nah, it's all on the one flag. So why would you divide the flag? Because now that's when the problems come in. Now you beefing with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to know how you got. I want to know how you got locked up for, was it 30 years?
Yeah, I had a RICO. Like all the charges that I beat in the state, the feds picked them up.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did y'all even know? Like, it was on some...
Nah, that's one thing about, you know what I'm saying? especially people today, I be trying to tell you, know what you're dealing with, especially like on the state level. I knew about the state, the charges, how much time you can get, and all the rest of that stuff from being in the state. But I was blinded by the feds. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I thought, the level that I was on the street, I never thought, I'm trying to say, I was gonna be no federal shit, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
y'all was making a lot of money though.
But we wasn't making no millions of dollars like Nicki and them. From what Nicki and them niggas saying, they was making $30 million in 1 month. So we wasn't making no $30 million in 1 month. So that's a federal level. You know what I'm trying to say? You look at the mob, they making that type of money, so you feeling like that's a federal level. So they ain't even looking at me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So now, when you do, you got to realize they start just picking up any kind of crimes, because when I first went to the feds, everybody in there had money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't had no petty crimes in that joint. Everybody in there had money or can call home and get a couple dollars from somebody, whether you're a bank robber or not. But then they start getting everybody low level crimes like gun charges and stuff like that, bringing them in. Now dudes in there with gun charges that really supposed to be in the state. They're in the feds now,
that's right.
and they can't even, they can't even make a commissary or let alone make a phone call. You know what I mean?
Yo, what's funny? Me and G was talking about that before you got here, and I was wondering, like, how do you feel about that? Because when I see like, what's the GS9 dude, Bobby Shmurda and Chef G and all those rappers, and they getting hit with RICO charges
I
and
think
shit,
Casanova
like
too.
Casanova. And I'm just like, I'm thinking like you, in a sense of like, they getting that kind of money to be getting fed and RICO charges and shit like that.
But now, right now, especially with that music, that's the next thing that the feds is targeting. You know what I'm saying? Entertainers and all the rest of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? They entertain. That's what they targeting. You know.
As we can see with P Diddy.
We gotta get into that too.
Yeah. So if you can talk about your case and how did that result in 30 years? Because when you court never is what they say, what they purport, and how it actually goes down. A lot of times is different.
But like I said, I got caught with a RICO and a lot of charges that they had on my indictment. You know what I'm trying to say? They was life sentence. They was all life sentence charges. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Under 86, so they took. They broke it down, whereas like they gave me a cop out. So I felt that the cop out that I took, I'd rather deal with that than to deal with a life sentence or fight a life sentence. So I copped out of 30 years, not knowing that they didn't really have a real case against me anyway. And I'm gonna explain to you that in a minute. But what happened was, after I copped out, they sent every state that I was in on the East Coast, they sent the charges to them states. The only one that picked it up was Alabama. You know what I'm trying to say? So they had me for a murder down in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So I had got sentenced. They railroaded me down there because I didn't have no paperwork. All my paperwork was in the feds, and they said they lost everything. So basically, they railroaded me going in the door. So I didn't have nothing to fight. Yeah. So I got sentenced to that. But during the time when I get back to the federal, I'm looking over my paperwork, and had I had this, I felt I would have beat it. Yeah. So everything I'm reading over and over, like I used to wake up 2 o'clock in the morning every night, you know what I'm trying to say, because I was on the death penalty. Like during the day I didn't feel it, but during that nighttime I'm thinking about this shit. So I read it over and over and over, and I find little loopholes and I send it to the lawyer, right? And that happened in 97, 2001. I went back for a retrial and I beat it and I defended myself on it. You know what I'm trying to say? I beat it myself due to the fact my lawyers that was on the case with me, everything the prosecutor was saying, they were just, you know what I'm saying, going over with the problem. I'm like, nah. Yeah. We're not doing that. So I said, Joe, I asked the judge, I said, Your Honor, I would like to defend myself, blah, blah, blah. He said, yo, such and such. So, but anyway, I wanted to defend myself. So it was a lot of statements that was made that was conflicting with the, you know what I'm saying? Like you made this statement right here and said one thing, but you made another statement over here, you saying another thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I was telling my lawyer, like, yo, attack them on this, because you got these people on the stand, they lying. You know what I'm trying to say? They over exaggerating certain shit. So I wound up beating the case on certain shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna tell you, for instance, like it was a police from the 32nd precinct. He came down there all the way down there to testify, and he was like, but now he's working in the feds, and and I was like, so what made you a special agent? He said because he kept everything up here. So he said he followed me all this time, you know, when I had a 300 ZX, a gray one. So he said he used to follow me and all the time and watch me before it became a federal case. So I'm like, okay, but he said I also had a Land Cruiser back then. You know what I'm saying? But it was champagne. So he said, yeah, I used to follow you in this 300 ZX, a champagne colored 300 ZX. So I'm like, so you said you a special agent and you keep everything up here. So is you colorblind or something like that? Because you said I was driving a champagne colored 300 ZX and I got my title right there. I'm like, yo, from this description right here, it says it's silver. So, you know, I'm attacking them certain shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So certain things like that, you know, when the jury hears certain things and you bring it out, what the lawyer's supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they hear certain things, they like, yo, this case is bull. You know what I mean? Just like when through freedom of information, I learned a lot about my case. So when I get back to the feds after my overturn, I start attacking my federal case. But but the thing is this: if you sign a clause like you cop out to this, you can't appeal it. But unless you got new discovered evidence. So my new discovered evidence was like was this: okay, you went to the grand jury and you got this indictment on me. You know what I'm trying to say, with all these charges. But you got the people that went to the grand jury, they was lying. They got caught lying. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they still in there with life sentences. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they told on, y'all copped out to a life sentence, y'all got caught lying, y'all dead, y'all in the jail, y'all got to do that life sentence. But anyway, they got caught lying. So look, basically, I'm in jail, I did time under a false indictment. You know what I'm trying to say? Because once you caught these people lying, and that's what the grand jury, you gotta throw it out. Right, you a taxpayer citizen. The reason why y'all brought this indictment is because what they said. So they supposed to went back to the grand jury with the new people that cleaned up their story. They didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? All my superseded, all everybody came in, they cleaned up their story, and these got caught lying, but they didn't do that. So now when I go to appeal my case, appeal that under a 2255 new discovered evidence, I go to appeal my case. It's on the docket sheet, but the disc from the sonographer, the disc is gone. What? And you know what I'm trying to say, even the hard copy, all that's gone. Even though I said, birthday was telling me some shit. They said because the case is so old, you know, I'm like, it's old. It's from 94 to 2022, 2023. That's not old. You know what I'm trying to say? But they said they sent it to the archives because of that. But yet, no, y'all sending me information on anything I may ask about my case, but y'all lose that. You know what I'm saying? So the judge said it didn't have no merit because I couldn't prove it. I'm like, I don't know, I don't went through all the proper channels to try to recover this. But the only thing I can say is it's on the docket sheet. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you know, they, you know, I did time that was, you know.
You think he didn't? A judge didn't want to be the one to let you go, type thing. Like,
I think my whole case was political. Yeah, my whole case was political. I got to say that because if you read the book, like Janarino, that was the Attorney General of the United States. Right. You know what I'm trying to say? That did a hearing. I wish I'd have brought a newspaper clipping. Yeah. But that was the Attorney General of the United States. You know what I'm trying to say? So if she did a conference saying, yo, she's not liable to do it, but yet no, y'all still sending me to all these other states. Right. You know what I'm saying? After the fact that I copped out the 30 years, y'all knew the case was no good anyway. Y'all are supposed to be on the street, and then y'all supposed to got a new indictment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They knew that anyway. And I'm gonna say this because everybody that's looking at this video, they need to know that the lawyer Anthony Rico from Harlem, and that everybody keep dealing with, is nobody. You know what I'm trying to say? There's nobody. He's
right there. That's the camera.
When I say this, he's sold out. First, only cases that he ever got somebody off for was a cop. Them cops when they killed the dude. What's the dude?
Amadou?
The dude that had the wedding thing and they shot him like 50-something times. Sean Bell. Oh, he represented them, got them off. You know what I'm saying? So, he's a piece.
Wow.
He's a piece.
So don't hire him. Don't hire him.
Because he knew that these people was lying, so they took him off the case. He's supposed to let us know, yo, look, you know, y'all underhand on a false indictment, you know, trying to say blah, blah, blah. He never told us that. Why? You know, trying to say for him to do that and to get, you know, I'm just saying, yo, look, he's not right, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
You know, and they need to know that. You know, everybody need to know that.
I agree.
You know, because he's still riding around the Harlem and people still thinking he's a lawyer because he had all these 9/11 cases on that 9. Everything you did for the government. You know what I'm trying to say? You ain't do nothing for the Harlem niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to make sure they know that too.
That's right.
You know?
Absolutely. I think I was watching an interview with somebody and they said you met Tupac's father.
Yeah, he helped me with my capital case when we was in Atlanta.
What kind of person was he?
Well, he
Wait, hold on, his real father or Matula?
Matula.
Oh,
Yeah, Matula. Yeah. But he, I mean, you know, Doc is like, you know, he's a regular person, but you know, down to earth, he gonna give you he gonna give it to you the way it is. Like if you doing something, because you got to remember he was the big homies when I first came in. You know what I'm saying? When I first met him, when I first came, you know, I was gun ho when I first came to the feds. So when he came up to me and said, Joe, I got to see you. That's how he talk. I got to see you. Leave me down alone. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, yo, I got to bang this old nigga. And I was like, yo, that's such and such. So when I get down there, he brings out a bunch of books and said, Joe, we got to write all these organizations to get you a lawyer, and we're going to write the colleges and all the rest of that shit. So I'm, you know, I took the
Fuck your head up, because you know he was coming on some other shit.
Like, he used to stay on me. He was like, yo, man, forget that yard. You need to come down here. Wow. And I used to call him. And even when I would come to comment and say, yo, you need to be in here. You can let somebody else take that. I was like, he used to be on me. You know? And yeah.
Oh no, he was a good brother then. Shit.
Yeah, he stayed on Joketown too, because like back then in Atlanta, we used to be down in the basement in the rec center, and we used to have the keyboard, and you know, all the homies used to be in there rhyming and all that shit. So he used to come in and be like, I like the party too. You know? Yeah. But back then it was, you know, the jail system was different because him and Akbar Prey from Jersey, they used to have the little pads they used to bring down to the gym. We used to go down there and, you know what I'm saying, be, you know, messing with the pads and all that shit. So it was different than what I experienced, what I went through before I came home. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of young dudes was coming into the system and being up under these video games and all that stuff, they ain't had no kind of fight skills or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I have realized too late that I lost all my good time holding down a state that was really becoming a bygone. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm losing my time trying to, you know, because I just thought it was a reflection. You know, you get into it, you get mopped up, you know what I'm saying, get beat up or something like that. I'm like, nah, that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So I used to think it was a reflection. So I had to go, you know, interfere with this and this and that, you know. So then we started really putting the hands on, like, far as like, you know, okay, we together, you do you, we do me. You know what I'm saying? So if you were robbing in a joint, as long as you ain't stealing, if you are storing or robbing somebody in the jail, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? We here to help you, but at the same time, you know, that's on you. So we had to start putting the brakes on. Nah, nobody ain't doing nothing unless we sanction it, because, you know, dudes wasn't holding down certain shit that they was trying to
that they was supposed to be holding down and stuff like that. And they wasn't holding their end up to the bargain as they should be.
Right.
Man, when you did that first 30-year bid, was the Bloods in
the first 30-year bid?
I mean, the first year. I mean, when you did your 30-year bid, not your first bid, but your 30-year bid.
They start coming in at what, like 9.6, 9.7.
This is before that,
right. And
they started coming in the feds.
I
think it started in 93.
Right.
93 on Rikers, right?
Right.
By the time they got to y'all, it was later.
Yeah, but you know, that's one of the things that, you know, that when they first start coming in, you know, the West Coast people, dudes over there, they wasn't really trying to accept them as, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So they like, you know, sending them on crazy missions or talking crazy to them and all that stuff. So I was be like, when they first came in, I'm like, yo, come home. You know what I'm trying to say? Sit at our table. You know what I'm saying? If y'all gonna do it, just be on some East Coast time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be be on the East Coast time, but y'all on New York time too. So like, it started as that, but now when I left the system, you know, they deep in the system now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so now they more accepted because they deep. And you know, and I'm just saying to say this, like, every compound I come to, their Bloods come on the line with me regardless. You know what I'm trying to say? Due to the fact that establishment that I had with them back then. You know what I mean? So now when I come to a compound, you know, whether they sells TVs, you know what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn, so you knew old OG Mac and all of them?
No, I ain't know
okay.
Mac.
Okay.
I knew a few dudes from up that way that was getting money, but I didn't know son.
Okay. You say come home, was that your term that you started, or like that's what they did?
That's their term.
Oh, okay. But you was like, this is home.
No, like New York is home.
New York is home. Not just blood. It's New York.
Whatever part of New York, whether you came from upstate, Jersey, or whatever, the 12 tri-states, if y'all blood and y'all do it, that's what y'all on y'all sit over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we really took that elder statesman shit like to the heart. Like, this is why I'm asking you about leadership, because it's like you was a leader in the streets and you was a leader on the inside.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like that shit came natural to you. Like, what was you doing? What do you see? What was you doing to become that leader?
Just being me. You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, that's
It just come natural.
Right.
I know it comes
And like,
natural.
you know, a lot of people,
not
people in the
exactly.
streets. A lot of people in the streets, they try to, especially nowadays, they try to build names or try to do things for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Me, it was basically a survival. You know what I'm trying to say? So I went to the street to survive and to get things that I needed. And it just, you know what I'm trying to say? So even when I came home, it was survival. You know what I mean? So whatever I did may have been wrong. I was a survival. The way I was just, I was just in the street the way the street's supposed to have been. You know what I'm saying? So those that's not here, they slip up. It was because they didn't have those survival skills, or they didn't push the survival skills. So it's the same way as in jail. You know what I'm saying? So when I was in the state jail, like I said, that was my education. When I got to the feds, I already knew how to make a knife. You know what I'm trying to say? I already knew how to fight because I went to boxing, and I grew up in a house full of 10 of us. Even my sister beat me up in the house. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you know, for me to have a busted lip and busted out, I don't care, but you gonna feel it too. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, yo, if it like, just to say, I know all three of y'all, if y'all come in the cell with me, believe me, motherfucker gonna think that I'm beating y'all niggas ass, because once I started, I'm using all tactics. You know what I'm trying to say? So if one of y'all holding me down, I'm gonna bite you. And most definitely, when I start biting, you gonna start screaming. So the first thing when they pull us out, they said, I'm like, yo, he was beating the shit out of us. So I might come out with some bruises, and they gonna be like, yo, I heard the nigga, what's the name of that screaming? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? All that survival skills, man. You just gotta, at the same time, like I done been in riots with Mexicans and all the rest of that stuff where they can't fight. So it made me feel like I was a superhero, because every time I drop one, I'm like, oh shit, them pull-ups is pulling. Every time I come back with one, I'm like, oh shit, that nigga felt like that. I'm hitting the next one. They fall. I'm like, yo, I get back to the cell. I'm like, yo, I'm a superhero. Them pull-ups, that make me go even harder, like on the workout, because I'm like, yo, you know.
You're feeling strong.
Right.
You're feeling strong.
You know what I'm saying?
Like bing, bing,
one thing
bing.
about them, they gonna throw rocks, water, everything.
No, man. Ain't no rules. Yeah. It's one thing I wanted to go back on. You had a friend turn informant. That's kind of the reason you.
My whole case was informants. It was just like, out of 15, we had probably like 5 of us that.
Damn.
Wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Most of the, but like I said, I'm not really.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you. I know you're about to say. I think I know what you're about to say, but I just wanted to know your perspective of how you felt about it then versus now, as far as people.
How I feel about it now, because you know what I'm saying. Me being a Muslim and asking Allah to forgive me, I got to forgive them. So I'm not mad at what you did. You know what I'm trying to say? That's you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is this, I'm more hurt, not on everybody, but the ones that I grew up from, you know, day ones. You know what I'm trying to say? So those who, I'm like, yo, you up here on the stand on me? Like, damn, that's crazy, son. We done wore each other clothes. We done robbed and steal since we was kids. We done did biz together. You know what I'm saying? You sitting up here, you on a capital case, or you get ready, you know these people going ready to fry me. You know what I'm saying? If you felt that way about me, you could have killed me yourself on the street. You know what I'm saying? So that's those, everybody, like I said, those people that was close to me like that, those the ones that hurted me the most in the whole case. But other people, I was like, yo, I just was learning. I just was beating y'all anyway, so I'm not mad at y'all. I'm not even mad at the ones that told, but I'm just looking at it as, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know?
See, and I wanted to bring that up because when you're going through that, you're already saying I'm here for 30 years.
Right. But
then it's the heartbreak and the emotional
this is the
aspect
thing,
on top of it.
When I used to be at MCC and they had a bomber that was on the floor with me named Gil, right? And me and him used to play cards all the time. And I used to always bother my mind. I used to be like, yo, I can't believe these dudes is doing this to me. Yeah. So one day he just caught the heart and was like, yo, Lou, I'm tired of you saying the same thing every day that we play cards. He said, Joe, the reason why you don't understand why they're doing it to you because that's something that you won't do. But they did it because that's something that they've always been installed in them. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn. So I always took that lesson of like, you know, when you see another person doing something, you be like, man, that's crazy. He's doing something like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that you won't do. You know what I mean? That's something that you won't do.
Look, let me ask you something, bro. I don't want to say regrets, right? But do you look at it like you could have did something like different?
I look at life, period. I wish I would have had to do something different. And I look at life parts like the things that I know now. You know what I'm saying? Had I known it back then, things would have been different. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but as far as regrets, I don't regret nothing because that has already been ordained to me. Like Allah has already planned my life.
That's what made you who you are anyway.
Yeah, because I was about to say, could you be this Lou Sims here without his going through?
Right, well, going through a lot of things. That's why. That's basically like when I wrote.
I didn't want to say regret.
When I wrote the book, I mean, when I did the book, I basically. Like this book that I got, it's not a biography. The biography is next. It's just an outline of my life on why I'm a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Right. Why I would gravitate hanging out with family than, you know what I'm saying, basically going to a party back then. You know what I mean? Right. So, you know.
So talk to me. This is Nicholas Minuti and Lou Sims, Once Upon a Time in Harlem, The Diary of Lou Sims.
Who's Nicholas Minuti?
Well, he wrote a few books. If you look on Amazon, he wrote a few books, and he wrote a few movies that went to the big screen. If you Google him, you'll find out that he's a Hollywood writer as well as a book writer. So he's basically trying to help me. You know what I'm saying? Find my way far as getting on a big screen or movie series and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I narrated the story to him. He put it as that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't go into a lot of details because we figuring out, okay, the details of being the movie or the biography. You know what I'm saying? So we just giving an outline for people to read and get to know the story. So those that's watching, if y'all go buy the book, you know what I'm trying to say, it's going to give you the outline of who I am. You know what I'm trying to say?
Where can they get it from?
On Amazon.
On Amazon.
I'll throw the link in the bio and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a whole hookup to put on this.
I got a book, so just let y'all know. We got books here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna give you a whole hookup to put on it. But like I said, like basically everything that I'm talking about now is in there. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not like, as far as like growing up in the 70s, the drug runs, different decades spent. You know.
3-4 different decades.
For real.
That's a fact.
For real. What was what was the process like, and what was your favorite part about making this book here?
Yo, it got the touch, like it brought me back a lot of memories, and I had to go back and find a lot of different pictures that, like now I'm trying to put the pictures back into the book now so y'all can see, but it brought back a lot of memories that, you know what I'm saying, like.
Were some of them hard memories to draw up again, to dredge up?
Had to be.
They was hard, but at the same time, they were sad moments. But if you look at it like those was the good moments. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if you ask me now, if you can go back when you first got arrested and the money you was getting back there, would you go back there? And I said, nah, I'd rather go back when I was a kid and I ain't had to pay no rent and all the rest of that stuff. I had free, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Then you got to remember, when I went to my state jail, I wasn't even having. Only girl that I really seen her body was my baby mom's. You know what I'm trying to say? We only want to set naked. So all the girls, we used to have one leg out and all that shit. You know what I'm trying to say? Before I went to state jail, you know what I'm trying to say? And if we was naked, I ain't really get to examine her body. I was under the cover. So when I think about that, those was the fun times. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I, those were the fun times. Even the money was fun because I ain't had to pay no rent. You know what I'm saying? Shit was cheaper and it was different. But when you got to pay rent and you worrying about this and all the rest of that stuff, you like, it's a different,
Exactly.
It was more headaches when I was back in like in '88 from '94, it was more
More
headaches.
money, more problems. Biggie,
more headaches.
What did he? You doing a lot, man. So, cause I tried to come out a few times to some of the things you had going in Harlem and shit like that, but you be busy and shit. Yeah. So I know you got a couple organizations that's helping people.
Yeah.
Can we
like
talk
I said,
about that?
when I came home, I was gonna do the prison reform.
Yeah.
But then when I seen the state of Harlem that Harlem was in, I try to do more for the community, and that's what I do every month. I try to do something different. You know what I'm saying? I got the protection of directions. Renewed program that we do something like we got the women's program. I got females that do the women's program, Kelly, Kaka, and the man, my mind is cool. But anyway, I got them running. They run the group, but they like the head. They like they spearheaded more than I do. So you know it's really. I might as well just say it's theirs because they spearhead everything they put in the order. You know, we sit down, we come up with ideas for every month. Like we just did a homeless care package where we gave out blankets, we gave out toothbrush, combs, toothpaste, and wet wipes. But we didn't, because you know they're homeless. Yeah. But we didn't go to the shelter and pass it out. We went on the street and passed it out. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you go on YouTube, Unique Automeco, he got his joint on. He got that because he filmed that. He filmed that. So and it got like a 1,000,006 views on that joint. So,
right. Unique got a phenomenal platform actually.
That joint went over viral on that joint. So and everybody was like compliment me on that. But we do something every month. Like we done did the code drive. You know what I'm trying to say? But you got to remember that our organization is new. And we haven't got no funding within the whole year that we've been doing something. We trying to reach out to the government. Yo, look, this is what we doing on our own dime. You know what I'm trying to say?
Man, you gotta with Latoya Benjamin, man. You gotta and my sister, she does a lot of community work. Cause, you know, I don't want to say her day job, but she's definitely connected with the government and stuff like that. And she helps a lot of people, man. I gotta get you.
But we gotta get that.
She's in Queens though, but Queens and Harlem is a connection. You know what I'm saying?
We on the streets though. We most definitely giving back. You know, and that's alhamdulillah. Like the women's group, like we deal with battered women's. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even when they're dealing with kids, you know, we reach out to them. You know, if they having problems in house, like, you know, child abuse, you know, sexual assaults and shit like that. We deal with all that, so you know we can tackle all that shit. Even like the men's group, we basically like older dudes of my age. We try to come up with solutions what we can do to save the youth. You know what I'm trying to say? And one of my things, like we bring back the old programs, we probably can, you know, save a few, you know, because we ain't got no game rooms, you know what I'm saying?
Places where they can congregate safely and stuff like that.
Boys club, and then like you know, we try to give out incentives for them to want to come to the program. Like you know, you sitting down listening to us, but we giving you an incentive too. So if you like video games, okay, you gonna compete. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the month, whoever get the highest score, y'all get a gift certificate from a pair of Jordans, a sweatsuit, or whatever. Stuff like that. So we got a lot going on, even with the senior citizens. You know, getting them out with their little pink bingo games, cake sales, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to put everything under the umbrella to give back. But like I said, we be doing it's kind of hard when you just coming out your pocket doing it. And we had. You know, it'd be even better.
So, yes.
But I remember when I first started, everybody said, yo, he's just trying to get $1 because I was like, yo, donate $150, $125 for a ticket. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this is going toward that. They were like, man, he's off and starting us now. They probably thought, you know, but at the same time, every month since last September, I've been doing the same thing because we had that on my birthday last September. My birthday is on the 14th, September 14th. But every month,
happy belated.
Thank you. Every month I've been doing something. You know what I'm saying? For the community. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
You know? That's like I came, dope, bro. Like you know, I got a lot of good supporters too because we went out when we gave the coats away. I brought like 150 coats. But I left with 200 coats, so we gave out coats But everybody kept coming, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, Mayweather and all them sent coach and all that stuff like that. We got people that support him, but I haven't been reaching out because it's been small stuff I've been doing. So now I'm trying to do. I was gonna do the back to school thing, but I missed that. So because we did the thing for the homeless. Yeah. But I'm gonna try to. My next thing gonna be the food. I'm gonna let y'all know if y'all want to show up and film it or whatever like that.
Where's that now?
Yeah, it's gonna be the food giveaway, and then it's gonna be the turkey, and then it's gonna be back to the coach for the winter.
Shout me out,
so every month I'm trying to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Even if and like I said, if my program succeed and I do get a check, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm gonna have the youth acting with the old people too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You young, go see what she needs. She needs groceries, she needs a clothes wash, she trying to go to the hospital, and act like that. You know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, that's giving back to the community.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I guess we only got one more question. I was about to ask you about the diddler.
About the what?
The diddler.
P. Diddy. That's what Lord Jamal
Did you ever meet Puff Daddy?
Yeah, I met him before. Yeah. I reached out to him, but I had to go through a secretary.
A secretary?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He had a secretary answer the phone. I was like, man, that's dead. I ain't gonna try. But he ran into my man Unique from Automecca, and he was like, yo, yeah, he's supposed to have got with us, but that ain't never happened. I guess once you get on a certain level, you know what I'm saying? But
she coming full circle though.
Yeah.
How you feel about his charge? How you feel about that?
Well, the charges he on now, he ain't got too much to worry about. Even if he do get some time with that, it's gonna be some less time. It's gonna be some low time. But me, how I feel about that, me knowing how I got railroaded, how I got locked up, I know how these people play. So what they gonna do, they gonna either have him go in and give information on other people, or people gonna just start giving information to save themselves before he even start doing that. So that's how the case gonna build like that. You know what I mean? But I got one thing about me, I try to take heed to every little thing. So whatever your fault may be, you know what I'm trying to say, I'm gonna make sure I keep that in mind. One thing when R. Kelly, Michael Jackson when R. Kelly and Bill Cosby fell under them same, you know what I'm saying, them charges like that. And when I look at Bill Cosby case, I was like, ain't no way they was gonna convict him as I'm watching the case because he admitted, look, I gave her drugs, but it wasn't a date rape drug. She knew what she was doing. So I couldn't be you know what I'm saying? And this is what we do in Hollywood. We take drugs, but he still got convicted. R. Kelly too. You know what I'm trying to say? And the girl never said this was happening. Everybody else came and said, but y'all allowed it to happen for so long. Now, when I look at that, and I say, it don't make no difference how much money you get. If they want you, they got you. And I say it to say this because I look at Weinstein. You know what I'm saying? Right. This dude, he got money from generations. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And everybody got to practically come through him to make a movie. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So
he had
when they got him, I'm like, this shit don't make no difference. Oh, you can have millions, you can have billions and billions, but what about the people with the trends that don't need nothing? They don't, you know what I'm saying? You cross them up, that's what it's gonna happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I just take a page like when Mike was brought up on the charges, what he did, he left. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's the situation with Russell Simmons. I don't want to say what it is, but he's not in the United States.
No, he got out of here.
I'm out of here.
Talk to me from Zoom.
That's the page that Puffs when they start coming out with that dumb shit. I'm like, yo, I'm out of here. Liquidate all my shit, send my money over here. You know what I'm saying?
You waited too long to leave, man. You waited too long.
Yeah.
Catch me in fucking Russia somewhere.
You can't play with this. You can't play with these people. One thing about this country right here, it was built on criminology, and that's what it's gonna stay on.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's built. So this not our country. You know what I'm saying? We visitors. You know what I'm saying? Even the people that who country it was, they damn niggas stink. You know what I'm saying? They damn niggas stink. We more than they. So you know what I'm saying? So you already know. How they gonna
erase their past.
Right. You know, they said they colonized this world over here. This is theirs, man. So I don't, you know. I'm just trying to live, man. You know, they colonized this world over here. And look what they did. The criminals came over here and colonized it, and the first thing they do is ask for independence of the people that sent them over here. You know what I'm saying?
fact. It's definitely a fact.
Shit.
So you got to, if you know your history, you got to deal with that. Even I'm talking about whether it was yesterday or the day. You know what I'm saying? That's all part of history, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bug, you got anything?
Look at me, Lou.
Yo, this one thing I want to say. Harlem Apple Town, that's the brand. It ain't come out yet. I've been holding it for a reason. I ain't gonna tell y'all why that's happening.
You brought us some shirts?
Yo, listen, you cannot wear the shirts right now because
okay.
It ain't out yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you.
But you got our order.
No, look, most definitely. I'll tell y'all off the camera.
That's a fact.
I'm
Okay.
trying to say, but yo, we got that. We got the books. We got the organization, and I'm getting ready to open up a lounge in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all in Harlem, y'all come through. You know what I'm saying? It's Harlem Mall on 113th and 8th Avenue. It's a small joint, but it's a nice, quiet joint. So y'all come through and show.
Harlem Mall?
Yeah, Harlem Mall.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I was going to name the cross 110th Street, but I ain't want to get sued for using that.
That would have been dope.
That would have been super dope.
Harlem Mall is just as good.
But anyway, you got a hell of a story, bro. Hell of a story. I'm glad you came down here and gave us your own.
No, we came down here.
Basically, yeah. Gave us your story and it was super dope and your redemption is crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I hit my little man up every Friday.
Yeah, tell us.
Oh my God.
I hit him up and something. He can tell me something. Tell them to me on Friday. I kept missing them when I'm up there, y'all over there. I kept missing y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate you so much.
Yeah, but y'all already know, man. That's what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna just say Harlem do it. The whole New York need to do it, man.
That's a fact.
Show support all
That's
over.
a fact.
You don't get the money.
Right, we gotta bring it back to that, man. We gotta bring it back to that, man. Where everybody, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all about a dollar all the time. To support, whatever I can do for you, even if I know,
camaraderie.
I know this your program. You running your program. You need $1 for me to do this, get in. I'm gonna give you that $1 to get in. You know what I'm trying to say? The same thing with me. Like, I don't want you to come in like, yo, Lou, you doing you throwing a lunch and the plates and such and such. Yeah, man, come and show some support. Because if you do it, I got to come show support. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Especially if the money is being used for a good cause.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
G, you got anything?
Yo, man, just glad you came by, man. I want to appreciate your patience with us, man. It took us a while to get things going with the technical side, man, and you were patient about it. Nah, but the truth of the matter, you know what I'm saying? Because he's real humble. He took his time.
No, I'm talking about the technical part.
Nah, but it's like a whole newfound respect, though. You know what I'm saying? You ain't flip out or nothing. You waited patiently, man. I just want to give you some love for that, man. I really appreciate it,
patience,
bro. Really.
That's about practice patience.
Those are things that I pick up on. You know what I'm saying? I see from people and stuff. So yeah, I got to take a page out out your book. Yeah, patience is a virtue.
Lou, man. You know what I'm saying? One of my OGs, man.
Man, we gonna get up. This ain't the end of it, man.
This is the beginning of this, man. Yo,
we got tie. I show up.
You know what I'm saying? Just me before I even met you, like before we even met in person. It's just like the fact that we just fucking. Like you said, every Friday you hit me up, giving me well wishes and shit, and I be so into zone that I'm thinking this, and then you hit me, I'll be like, oh shit, it's my man right there. Like everybody don't think like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that. We men, we don't ask for nothing,
right?
But when people just give that level of encouragement or that, yo, have a good weekend, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That shit matters, B.
Keep you pushing.
I noticed that, that shit was like. Nah, this. I start doing it to you. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. It's not going over my head, man. Yo, you got me in touch with one of my idols, Damon Dash. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say it on camera because I don't want something happening. Oh, he was saying this and now he acting. No, that is my idol, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of my business structures and how I thought or why I'm doing this is because of him. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can put that together and shit like that. But that's out. It's off camera. You know what I'm saying? Just keep being genuine. Keep doing positive stuff, especially for Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be right there to support you every way, all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, this is Detox.
All I ask y'all, like some of the stuff that we may do, even if y'all can't make it all the time, You know, some of the stuff I may do every month. If y'all can make it, bring the cameras out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
Whenever y'all broadcast doing something different, just show a little skit of, yo, this is what we was in Harlem. We doing it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I mean, if y'all need me to come out for anything, most definitely.
Okay.
Like I told you, son is home.
Shirts or anything like that, we do the same.
Yeah, like I told you, I ain't gonna mention no names. Son is home, but if I'm supposed to go up next week,
we
already know. I'm up there.
We already know. Yeah, for sure.
Yo, this is Detox. It's Bug Out. It's G-Vaz. Prime back there on the boards doing something. We got the one and only, the one and only.
Well respected.
Well respected. You know what I'm saying? Lou Sims. OG Lou Sims. We out. Peace. What up, yo? This is Detox Jones. I'm here with my man Lou Sims. This is the Thanks for Asking podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe, because you heard it first.
You already know. We outside today, y'all. Make sure y'all view this joint.
All right.